our Ozark Trail tent, and as you can see, it looks like it's beaten off pretty well, but on the inside, wet, so it's seeping through the tent almost all the way around. So I have something that I think will fix that. Yeah, not good.
Hey y'all, I'm Bradley with Saltwater Nomads. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be waterproofing a tent. We've had this tent for about 8 years now. The last time we used it, it rained and the water was just dumping in from the sides, from the top, the rain fly, even the sidewalls. It was just kind of seeping in. So I'm going to show you a cheap DIY way of waterproofing a tent. It involves silicone. We're going to be using mineral spirits and 100% silicone. This altogether was just under $30, and we should be able to do the whole tent. What you're going to need for this is, most importantly, a respirator with a vapor gas filters. Also need a paintbrush, roller, caulking gun, and then some type of mixer. This is for, mastic for tile, but my other paint mixer couldn't find, so we're gonna be using that little overkill. You'll need a 5-gallon bucket and just something a little smaller for the paintbrush. Let's get started, and I'll show you step by step how to mix this and then how to apply it.
So I start by pouring the entire gallon of mineral spirits into the 5-gallon bucket. It's about 128 ounces of fluid. Then I'll follow that up with the 100% silicone caulking. I use the bath and tile caulking. There's several different versions you can buy, but this was the cheaper option. I hear it's not much of a difference between the expensive and the less expensive silicone, just as long as it's 100% silicone. Then I mix it until it's all incorporated in the 5-gallon bucket, and it's ready to start painting onto the tent. I start on the inside of the tent by painting all the seams. Some people will pull the seam tape, but mine was in pretty good shape. It was mainly leaking from the actual walls of the tent, not the seams. So I kept the seam tape on, but still painted over it just to make sure that we didn't get any leaking from the seams on the inside. But I just wanted to make sure that those areas got really good. That's why I used the paintbrush. Swaying, breeze so light, party all day, dance all night, feel the sunshine, feel the glow. Now that all the seams are done on the inside of the tent, I moved to doing the windows. First doing the exterior part of the window, then zipping it up and doing the inside of the tent. Really pushing the silicone into the tent, making sure it soaks in. So you can kind of see it change colors as I push it in. And let me tell you, this is the time you want to have that respirator on. I couldn't smell it, but my eyes were burning from the fumes. So make sure you're wearing a respirator, especially when you're working inside an enclosed space with mineral spirits. By the time I made it to the exterior of the tent, the consistency of the silicone started to thicken because the mineral spirits started to evaporate. So make sure you keep some mineral spirits on hand to thin out your mixture so you get a uniform consistency across the entire tent. Feel the rhythm, move your feet. Sun and sand is so sweet. Summer days can't be beat.
All right, that's the exterior of the tent done. As you can see, like, it's hot. Right now the heat index is about 105, so but yeah, as you can see, it's starting to dry on there. Can't really tell that it's on there. We'll see when it dries all the way. You can see where it's still wet on this side. This is the last side I did. But we'll see when it dries. We still have to do the rain fly. I'm gonna get some water and then we'll be back out to do that and finish it up.
Dance in the summer heat, feel the rhythm, move your feet. Sun and sand is so sweet. Summer days can't be beat. Palm trees swaying, breeze so light. Party all day, dance all night. Feel the sunshine, feel the glow. Summer vibes, just let it flow. Dance, dance in the summer heat. Feel the rhythm, move your feet. Sun and sand is so sweet. Summer days can't be beat. Palm trees swaying, breeze so light. Party all day, dance all night. Feel the sunshine, feel the glow. Summer vibes, just let it flow. Dance, dance in the summer heat. Feel the rhythm, move your feet. Sun and sand is so sweet. Summer days can't be beat. Let the music take control. Feel the magic in your soul. Summertime, we're feeling free. Dance with me by the sea. Hey, dance, dance in the summer heat. Feel the rhythm, move your feet. Sun and sand is so sweet. Summer days can't be beat. Dance, dance in the summer heat. Feel the rhythm, move your feet. Sun and sand is so sweet. Summer days can't be beat.
All right, it's the next day, and as you can see, the tent is fully dried out. It actually rained all night last night, and it held up really well. It actually collapsed because I didn't have any stakes on it, and it got really windy. But you can see where dirt bounced up on it. But in the inside, it's completely dry except for a little spot back there where it collapsed and it came in that vent. But outside of that, it worked great. I'm gonna spray it with the water hoses so you can see how the water just beads off of it. But you can tell the silicone on it. But I went really heavy with the 6:1 ratio silicone to mineral spirits. But if you did like a 10:1, it'd work just as fine. It wouldn't be as noticeable. So as you can see, it just beads right off. Nothing soaking in, completely waterproof. So if you did go with like the 10:1, you're not going to see as much of the silicone on there. This is kind of my utility tent what I take when I go camping, when I go into rougher weather, so I put it on real thick just to make sure it stayed waterproof. But we did the inside, we did the outside. The outside really is all that's necessary, but I did the inside, just might as well. I normally use this tent in cooler conditions, so I'm not really worried about it breathing because the silicone is going to cut down on how much the tent breathes. But most important, it's going to keep it dry. So, yep, there you go. That's how you waterproof a tent for about $30. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe for more fishing, camping, DIY, budget-friendly camping hacks. We'll have a lot more of that coming. Appreciate you guys. See you next video.